The latest developments surrounding the April 2026 U.S. immigration updates are creating a level of anticipation and urgency that hasn't been seen in quite some time, especially among individuals and families who have been closely tracking their green card journey for years. What makes this update particularly significant is not just the numerical movement in the visa bulletin, but the practical impact it has on real people who have been waiting in long queues, often with little to no visible progress month after month. For many applicants, the immigration process can feel like a slow-moving system where priority dates inch forward at a frustrating pace, sometimes even retrogressing, leaving applicants uncertain about their future plans, careers, and family reunification timelines. However, this month introduces a shift in momentum that goes beyond incremental change and instead presents actionable opportunities that applicants can actually take advantage of right now. The distinction between the final action dates and the dates for filing plays a central role in understanding why this update is being described as a breakthrough. While final action dates determine when a green card can officially be approved, the dates for filing chart allows eligible applicants to move forward by submitting their adjustment of status applications earlier than they otherwise would have been able to. This creates a scenario where applicants are no longer just waiting passively for their priority date to become current. Instead, they are given the ability to proactively engage with the process, submit required documentation, and, in many cases, gain access to interim benefits, such as work authorization and travel permission, while their case is still pending. This is especially meaningful for individuals who have been maintaining temporary status in the United States, as it provides them with a sense of stability and forward movement that can significantly improve both their personal and professional lives. The psychological impact of this kind of progress should not be underestimated either, because after months or even years of stagnation, seeing any form of eligibility advancement can restore hope and motivation to continue navigating what is often a complex and emotionally demanding system. Furthermore, this update highlights the importance of timing and awareness, as those who are informed and prepared can take immediate steps to file their applications, whereas those who are unaware may miss a critical window of opportunity that could take months or even years to reopen. In essence, this phase of the Visa Bulletin reflects not just a routine administrative update, but a moment where knowledge, preparation, and timing intersect to create real-world outcomes that can accelerate immigration timelines in a meaningful way. Building on this momentum, the April 2026 Visa Bulletin introduces notable advancements across both family-based and employment-based categories, each carrying its own implications depending on the applicant's situation and country of origin. On the family-based side, categories such as F2A, which includes spouses and minor children of lawful permanent residents, have reached a point where the dates for filing chart is considered current, effectively removing a major barrier that has historically delayed the ability of many families to begin the adjustment of status process. This is a particularly impactful development because it allows eligible applicants to file their applications immediately, rather than waiting for their final action date to align, which in many cases could have taken additional months. For families who have been separated due to immigration constraints, this advancement represents not just procedural progress, but a tangible step toward reunification, enabling spouses and children to move closer to obtaining lawful permanent residency and building stability together. On the employment-based side, categories such as EB2 and EB3 have also experienced forward movement, with certain countries, most notably high-demand nations like India, seeing measurable advancements in priority dates compared to previous months. Although these movements may vary depending on the applicant's chargeability country and category, the overall trend indicates a reduction in backlog pressure in specific segments of the system, which in turn allows a portion of applicants to become eligible for filing sooner than anticipated. This is particularly relevant for skilled professionals, researchers, and workers who have been contributing to the U.S. economy while waiting in extended queues, as the ability to file for adjustment of status can open doors to employment authorization documents, EAD, and advance parole, thereby providing greater flexibility in career planning and international travel. Another important aspect of this update is the strategic advantage it creates for applicants who act promptly. Since visa bulletin movements are subject to change and can sometimes retrogress if demand increases or visa numbers are exhausted, those who are ready to file during a favorable window may benefit from locking in their place in the process before any potential backward movement occurs. This dynamic underscores the importance of not only tracking monthly updates, but also understanding how to interpret them in a way that translates into timely action. In practical terms, this means reviewing your priority date, comparing it against both charts in the visa bulletin, and coordinating with legal or advisory resources if necessary to ensure that your documentation is complete and ready for submission. Overall, the changes observed in this bulletin are not uniform across all categories, but for those who fall within the advancing segments, the opportunity to move forward is both real and immediate, marking a meaningful shift in what has often been a slow and unpredictable journey. Looking ahead, it's important to understand that while the current movement in the April 2026 Visa Bulletin brings optimism and real opportunities, the immigration landscape remains fluid and subject to change, which means applicants must approach this window with both urgency and awareness. Visa bulletin dates are influenced by a variety of factors, including annual visa allocations, demand from applicants across different countries, processing capacity, and policy-level adjustments within agencies like the Department of State and USCIS. As a result, even when significant forward movement occurs in 1 month, there is always the possibility of stagnation or retrogression in subsequent months if demand exceeds supply or if numerical limits are reached. This unpredictability is precisely why informed applicants are often encouraged to take advantage of filing opportunities as soon as they become available, rather than waiting for further movement that may or may not materialize in the near term. Acting early can provide several advantages, including securing a place in the queue, gaining eligibility for ancillary benefits such as employment authorization and travel permits, and reducing uncertainty around one's immigration status while the final green card decision is pending. At the same time, it's equally important to prepare properly before filing, ensuring that all required forms, supporting documents, and eligibility criteria are thoroughly reviewed to avoid delays or complications in the adjudication process. For many individuals, this stage represents a critical turning point where preparation meets opportunity, and those who are ready can transition from a passive waiting phase into an active progression phase in their immigration journey. Beyond the technical aspects, this update also carries broader implications for families, employers, and communities, as faster processing and earlier filing opportunities can contribute to family reunification, workforce stability, and improved long-term planning for those affected. In a broader sense, moments like these highlight how immigration policy and administrative updates directly influence real lives, shaping decisions about careers, relocation, education, and family dynamics. Therefore, staying informed, regularly checking official updates, and understanding how to interpret visa bulletin charts are essential steps for anyone navigating this system. Ultimately, while no update can guarantee permanent progress, the current bulletin provides a meaningful opportunity for eligible applicants to move forward, and those who recognize and act on this opportunity may find themselves significantly closer to achieving their long-term immigration goals.